Good morning, my friends. Welcome to all my online lecture. Our school name is Shikshan Ratna Pradeep Dattatray Samant Vidyalay Nehru Nagar Kurla. Today is Thursday. Today's date is 2nd September 2021. Standard 4th. Subject Maths. And today's topic is Subtraction Part 2. Last time we going to learn subtraction 4 digit to 4 digit. Now let's take revision. First one, read this sum. 5500 minus 4364 means you subtract the sum 4365 from 5500. So first one, arrange the vertical. 5500 0 tens 0 unit minus 4365. Now subtract. Do you subtract 5 from 0? No. So what you do? Take a borrow. But tens place there is also 0. So tens going to 100 place. You take 100 means 10 tens. Now 100 remain 400. When he given 100 means 10 tens, then their place remain 400. Now 10 given unit 10 units means 1 tens. 1 tens means 10 units. Now here remain 9 tens. Now subtract 5 from 10 units. 5 units from 10 units. How many remain? 5 units. How many units? How many remain? 5 units. Now subtract 3 tens from 9 tens. Subtract 6 tens from 9 tens. How many remain? Correct. 3 tens. Now subtract 300 from 400. How many remain? 100. And subtract 1000 from 5000. How many remain? 1000. Means when you subtract 4365 from 5500, how many remain? 1135. Now today we are going to learn 5000 subtract 5 digit numbers to 5 digit. First one, read the problem. There are 45,257 chiku trees and 32,146 lemon trees in a orchard. How many more lemon trees must be planted in order to have the same number of lemon trees as chiku trees? Once again listen. There are 45,257 chiku trees and 32,146 lemon trees in a orchard. How many more lemon trees must be planted in order to have the same number of lemon trees as chiku trees? All of you understood this problem? Very good. Now what we do? Subtraction. Subtraction 32,146 from 45,257. Now let's going to learn. This is 45,257 chiku trees and 32,146 lemon trees. In order to find the answer, we have subtract 32,146 from 45,257. Now let's subtract 6 units from 7 units. How many remain? Correct, 1 units. Now subtract 4 tens from 5 tens. How many remain? 1 tens. Subtract 100 from 200. How many remain? 100. Now subtract 2,000 from 5,000. How many remain? 3,000. And subtract 10,000 from 410,000. How many remain? 110,000 and 3,000 is equal to 13,111. How many more lemon trees must be planted? 13,111. All of you understood? This is called without borrowing subtraction. This is called without borrowing subtraction. $13,111 more lemon trees have to be planted. Next one question. Vedant has collected 46,789 while Saksham has collected 25,657 seeds. How many seeds Vedant collected? 46,789. And how many seeds collected? Saksham 25,657 seeds. So what you do? How many more seeds does Vedant have than Saksham? How many more seeds? So what you do? When you find out more seeds than Saksham, we do must be subtraction. Subtraction 25,657 from 46,789. Look. Subtract 25,657 from 46,789. Now where's to start? Correct, unit place. So say subtract 7 units from 9 units. How many remain? 2 units. Now subtract 5 tens from 8 tens. How many remain? 3 tens. Now subtract 600 from 700. How many remain? 100. Subtract 5,000 from 6,000. How many remain? 1,000. And last one, 10,000. Subtract 10,000 from 10,000. How many remain? 10,000 means 20,000 and 1,000 is equal to 21,132. Vedant has 21,132 more seeds than Saksham. All of you understood? Vedant has how many more seeds collected than Saksham? 21,132. Now arrange vertically. Arrange vertically and subtract. First one, read this problem. 48,287 from 57,754. What we do must? First one, make a table and write down unit from unit place. Unit, right to left. Unit, tens, hundred, thousand and 10,000. Now write down left to right. 5 10,000, 7,000, 700, 5 tens and 4 units. Now second one number, 4 10,000, 8,000, 200, 8 tens and 7. Now we going to learn borrow. What? Subtract with borrowing. Subtract with borrowing. Do you subtract 7 from 4? No, because 4 is smaller than 7. So what you do? Take a borrow. So where you go? Tens house and take a borrow. 1 tens means 10 units and here is 4 tens, 4 units. So how many units there are? 14 units. Subtract. Now 14 units. How many write down? 14 units. How to make 14? You do not subtract 7 from 4. So what you do? Take a borrow. Then you get 10 units plus 4 units. You get 14 units. Now here is remain 4 tens. So when you subtract 7 from 14, 7 from 14, when you subtract, look, when you subtract 7 from 14, how many remain? 7 units. Now here is remain 4 and here you take, here is also 8 tens and here remain 4. Look. When he gave 1 tens, he remain 4 tens. But here 8 tens, subtract 8 tens from 4 tens. Do you subtract 8 from 4? No. So what you do? Take a borrow. 100 means 10 units. 10 tens. 100 means 100 means how many tens? 10 tens. 100 means 10 tens and here is 4 tens. Total how many tens? Making 14 tens. Now subtract 8 from 14. How many remain? 6 and here remain 600. All of you understood? Look here. When you take a borrow, 100 means 10 tens. 100 means 10 tens and here is 4 tens, total 14 tens. Then subtract 8 from 14, remain 6 tens. Look. Once again see, you do not subtract 7 from 4. So take a borrow. What? Take a borrow. 10 units plus 4 units, you take it 14 units. Now you subtract easily 7 units from 14 units, remain 7 units. Now here 14 tens. How to make 14 tens? Here remain 4 tens. When you here give borrow, 1 tens means 10 units. So here remain 4 tens and take 100 plus 100 means 10 tens. You get 14 tens. How many tens? 14 tens. Then you subtract 8 tens from 14 tens. Remainder 6 tens. How many remain? 6 tens. Now when you give here 100, here remain 600. How many remain? 600. Now you subtract 200 from 600. How many remain? 400. Once again see here, do you subtract 8,000 from 700? No. So what you do? Go to the 10,000 place and take a borrow. 10,000 means 10,000 plus 7, 17,000. You get 17,000. And now you subtract 8,000 from 17,000. Remainder 9,000. When you subtract 8,000 from 17,000, remainder 9,000. Then last one, when you given 10,000, here remain 14,000. Which is number remain? 14,000. Now subtract 14,000 from 14,000. Remainder 0. Means when you subtract when you subtract 48,287 from 57,754, you have remain number 9,467. All of you understood? When you subtract 7 from 14, remain 7. 8 from 14 remain 6. 200 from 600 remain 400. 8,000 from 17,000 remain 9, and 14,000 from 14,000 remain 0. All of you understood? Very good. Now next problem, word problem. It's called word problem. There are 64,526 men. How many men? 64,526 men and 53,214 women. How many women? 53,214 women in a village. How many more men than women does the village have? Once again listen. There are 64,526 men and 53,214 women in a village. How many more men than women does the village have? So what you do? Subtract. How many men there are? Men 64,526 men and women 53,214. How many more than men? So find out. First one, subtract 4 from 6. How many remain? 2. Subtract 4 from 6, 2 units. Now subtract 1 tens from 2 tens, 1 tens. Subtract 2 hundreds from 500, remain 300. Subtract 3,000 from 4,000, remainder 1,000. And subtract 5,000 from 10,000 from 10,000, remainder 110,000. Means when you subtract 53,214 from 64,526, remainder 11,312. Means how many men more than women? 11,312 men more than women. Next, now subtract 47,548 from 79,072. Do you subtract 8 from 2? No. So what you do? Take a borrow from 10 place. So you get 12 units. Now subtract 8 from, now here remainder 6. When you take 1 tens, here remainder 6 tens. Now subtract 8 from 12, remain 4 units. Now subtract 4 tens from 6 tens, remain 2 tens. Do you subtract 5 hundreds from 0 hundred? No. So what you do? Take a borrow from 1000 place. 1000 means 1000. 1000 means how many hundred? 1000. So write down here 1000 and here remainder 8000. Now subtract 5 from 1000. 500 from 1000, remainder is 500. Now subtract 7000 from 8000, remain 1000. Now last one, subtract 14,000 from 17,000, remain 13,000. When you subtract 47,548 from 79,072, you have remain 31,524. All of you understood? Very good. All of you understood? Very good. Next one, subtract 53,967 from 75,000. How many thousand? 75,000. Here is 7 and here is 0. Do you subtract 7 from 0? No. So what you do? You go to the 10 place, but here is also 0. So 10 going to 100 place, but there is also 0. So 100 going to 1000 place. He take 1000 means 1000. Then he given 10 house 1 tens. So here remain, when he given 1 tens, 1000 means 1000. So here remain 4000. Now 100 given 10 house 100. 100 means 10 tens. 100 means 10 tens. Then 10 house or friends tens given unit place, your unit friend 1 tens. Here remain, sorry. When 100 given 100 means 10 tens, here remainder 900. How many remain? 900. Now 10 given unit place, 1 tens means 10 units. 1 tens means 10 units. Then here remain 9 tens. How many remain? 9 tens. Once again see. Do you subtract 7 from 0? No. So you going to 10 place, but 10 place is also 0. So 10 going to 100 place. So 100 is there is also 0. Then 100 going to 10,000 place. Then he take 1000 means 1000. Now 1000 place remain 4000. Then 100 place given borrow 10 place, 100 means 10 tens. 100 means 10 tens. So then here remain 900. Now 10 place given borrow unit place, 1 tens means 10 units. Then here remain 9 tens. All of you understood? Now subtract 7 units from 10 units. How many remain? 3 tens. Sorry, 3 units. How many units? 3 units. Now subtract 6 tens from 9 tens. How many remain? How many remain? How many remain? Subtract 6 tens from 9 tens. How many remain? 3 tens. Now subtract 9 hundreds from 9 hundreds. How many remain? 0 hundred. Now subtract 3000 from 4000. How many remain? 1000. And subtract 5 10,000 from 7 10,000. How many remain? 2 10,000. Now when you subtract 53,967 from 75,000, you have remain 21,033. All of you understood? Very good. Now subtract 75,477 from 87,700. Now you tell me, do you subtract 7 from 0? No, because 0 means nothing. So what you do? Go to the 10th place, but here is also 0, so go to 100 place. Now take 100 means 10 tens. Now here remain 600. Now you given borrow unit place. 1 tens means 10 units, and 10 place remain 9 tens. Now subtract 7 from 10. Subtract 7 units from 10 units. How many remain? 3 units. Now subtract 7 tens from 9 tens. How many remain? 2 tens. Now subtract 400 from 600. How many remain? 200. Now subtract 5,000 from 7,000. How many remain? 3,000. And last one, 7 10,000. Subtract 7 10,000 from 8 10,000. Remainder 1 10,000, which is 1 10,000. All of you understood? When you subtract 75,477 from 87,700, how many remain? 13,223. Now read this problem. Rajani buys a laptop worth rupees 45,072 and fridge worth rupees 34,285. How much more does she spend on the laptop than on the fridge? Once again listen. Rajani buys a laptop worth rupees 45,072 and fridge worth rupees 34,285. How much more does she spend on the laptop than on the fridge? So what you do? Correct, subtraction. So what you do? First one, write down 45,072 minus fridge worth rupees 34,285. Now you tell me, do you subtract 5 from 10 to 5 units from 2 units? No. So what you do? Take a borrow 12 units, and here is 6. So now subtract 5 from 12, remainder 7. Now subtract 8 from 6. Do you subtract 8 from 6? No. So what do you do? Take a power. But here is 0. Then go to the thousand place. Then take a 10 100 means 1000. Here is remain 4,000. Then he given 100 means 10 units, 10 tens, and here is 6 tens. Total get 16 tens. Now subtract 8 tens from 16 tens. How many remain? Sorry, here is wrote down 9 hundreds. When you given 100 means 10 tens, here remain 9 hundreds. Now subtract 8 from 16, 8 tens. Now subtract 200 from 900, remainder 700. Then subtract 4000 from 4000. How many remainder? 0 remainder. Now subtract 10,000 from 4 10,000. How many remainder? 10,000. When you subtract 34,285 from 45,072, you have remain 10,787 means Rajani spent on the laptop more than the fridge rupees 10,787. How many rupees? 10,787 rupees. All of you understood? Very good. Thanks for watching.